Hi. I just wanted to leave a message for Dr. Paul Cottrell. And my wife works at one of the hospitals in Buffalo, New York. And I just wanted to let you know that we have a bunch of people here that have coronavirus, but they're not putting it on the New York State or the CDC website. There's a bunch of people that have tested negative and a bunch of people have tested positive for coronavirus in Buffalo, specifically Amherst, New York, and North Tonawanda, New York. But the news is not covering it here. And my wife and her coworkers are treating people and testing people for coronavirus at DeGraff and Millard Fillmore. I just thought you should know, and hopefully the word could be spread.
Hello, welcome to today's video. I'm going to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that the New York State government and the CDC is lying to the American people. There are more confirmed and suspected cases than they are letting you know. I can tell you this because my family is firsthand treating patients that are confirmed to have the Wuhan coronavirus, otherwise known as COVID-19. Yes, that's right, my family is treating patients in New York State, but the CDC in New York State is lying to you. This is a dishonor to my brave family members risking their lives to help the American public. This is data taken directly from a New York State website. They are claiming that there is only 7 people currently in New York City tested for coronavirus and all are negative. But why are they lying to you, the American people? We deserve the truth. We deserve to be able to protect our families and live a healthy, happy life in freedom. They're lying to you over money. It's that simple. Greed. New York City alone would have to spend over $1 million a day implementing the necessary protocols to protect the public from the Wuhan coronavirus. Officials in Western New York, where I live, have even said on their own Facebook page that they will no longer confirm or deny suspected coronavirus cases here in New York State. On January 28th, the Tonawanda Fire Department picked up somebody suspected to have coronavirus directly from China, being taken from Tonawanda to DeGraff Memorial Hospital. From there, my family diagnosed and treated the patient. They were confirmed to have the Wuhan coronavirus. However, the patient refused isolation and quarantine and shortly left the hospital. As you can see here, Gail Bernstein, the Erie County Health Commissioner, said that she will no longer tell us if there's any confirmed or suspected cases. She even went as far as to delete the Tonawanda Fire Department's Facebook post that alerted us to this coronavirus case. The University of Buffalo has over 1,500 students directly from China. Almost all of them flew back from Hubei, Wuhan, and other similar places directly to Buffalo in the first and second week of January. University of Buffalo lied to the public and said that they were placed on certain flights and they were screened at the airports. However, screening did not start until a month after January 7th when the students returned. Many of those students sadly had to go to DeGraff and Millard Fillmore and were suspected and also confirmed to have the Wuhan coronavirus. Even doctors passing the border of Niagara Falls in Canada, which is directly across from Buffalo, has said there is no protocols at the border, and one doctor was severely sick, and still, the border agents at the airport did not care. He easily got through. Citizens coming directly from Wuhan, China, and they're mad that they're coming from Wuhan to Buffalo, and the CDC refuses to test them. Why are people coming from Wuhan, China, being refused to be tested even though they want to be tested coming back to Buffalo, New York State? It makes no sense.
This is footage of people lying on the street dead from coronavirus. This is one street inside of a city of 11 million people. Wow. I want to count the amount of people there actually are in that video. Counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 bodies wrapped up, dead on a street corner in a city of 11 million people. So extrapolate that towards thousands of street corners, how many people are actually dead if they can't even get the mortuary workers to come pick up the dead bodies every day. Here's footage of an entire street had their doors sealed shut so they couldn't escape. These people have no access to medical treatment. They're going to sit inside their apartments and die. Skip forward a little bit, but you can see the entire street. Wow. And China wants us to believe these official garbage numbers. $70,600 infected, 7,200 suspected, 10,900 recovered, and 1,772 dead. I think the numbers are more like over 1 million infected and over 100,000 dead. I don't believe those numbers whatsoever. And Senator Cotton says China is refusing to hand over evidence about the Wuhan biolab. Yang Wang, director of the Wuhan Institute of Virology, issued a notice to researchers on January 2nd to pass on telephone message by China's National Health Commission forbidding anyone to release info of COVID-19.
James Kaufman, World News Report today, folks. This is a chart of people outside of China who have become infected. Notice the increasing slope of this hopefully one day bell-shaped curve. Folks, it looks like we have about 1,000 infections confirmed outside of China, but the line is almost pointed straight up day after day.
Meanwhile, the novel coronavirus-triggered shutdown in China has sparked fears of a drug shortage in India. This is the lockdown has impacted the production and import of raw materials of active ingredients that are used in making medicines. Now, according to a report by the Federation of the Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, 70% of India's bulk and intermediary drugs came from China. The report warns that medicine supplies may not last beyond February. The prices of some drugs are expected to go up if the shutdown in China were to persist. So here's a look at some of the drugs that may not be available after February. Many diabetes medicines may run out of stock by the end of February. There's also likely going to be a scarcity of common medicines such as paracetamol, as well as anti-inflammatory drugs and antibiotics. Along with this, the production of many neuropathic and cardiac medicines is also likely to be impacted. Meanwhile, the government of India has identified specific drugs whose raw materials are produced in the coronavirus-hit Hubei province. An alternate production plan is in the making.
Statement from the man who stands accused of spreading the coronavirus. Some people call him the super spreader. He's been identified himself as Steve Walsh. And he's put out a statement saying, "I would like to thank the NHS for their help and care whilst I have fully recovered. My thoughts are with others who have contracted the coronavirus. As soon as I knew I had been exposed to a confirmed case of coronavirus, I contacted my GP, NHS 111 and Public Health England. I was advised to attend an isolated room at hospital despite showing no symptoms and subsequently self-isolated at home as instructed. When the diagnosis was confirmed, I was sent to an isolation unit at a hospital where I remain, and as a precaution, my family was also asked to isolate themselves." That statement from Steve Walsh, some call the super spreader.